Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Christian. I mean, there's no words to describe this one, so I'm just gonna describe it as best I can. Cakefarts. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So in case you're wondering, take a look at this word right here. This is apparently Chris Chan's biggest regret. Now, it's impossible to say whether if a revised edition of Chris's regrets will include the whole of 2021 as a whole, but what you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is just about, well, as far as we're still aware of, this is still Chris's biggest regret, so until that has been rectified or changed, well, just bear that in mind for what happens next. So here we go. Cakefarts, leaked as whatever the hell this is, .mp4, save youtube.com, is a video made on the 18th of July 2011, roughly 10 years before the cause got leaked. And leaked on the 25th of February 2012, in which Chris sits his naked ass on a $9 chocolate cake for Jackie's amusement. While it cannot be seen on the censored version, there is already a piece, a little less than a fourth, of the cake taken out. Chris had taken and eaten some of this cake before it untimely ended. It was inspired by the Cakefarts shock sight, and this video implies that he's turned on by it. Considering Chris never expressed any interest before or after, we can only assume he said this just because it was something that was going to please Jackie. Until recently, both links to the video were dead, and the NSFW version could only be found on the website Motherless. The uncensored video has now been attached for convenience, but be warned, it is considered quite possibly one of the grossest things that Chris has ever produced, and definitely one of his most wasteful, given that he spent his monthly tugboat just to fart on a chocolate cake. The ass dance is a reference to the Adult Swim anime Crayon Shin-chan, which involves the titular character pulling his pants down, showing his ants, and dancing around. And yes, I do remember Shin-chan. I so wish that I can conjure up any memory of it, like, at all, but I remember seeing it. Years after the video was shot/leaked, Chris talked about the video on the Planet Dolan subreddit under the handle Sonichu Chandler. This happened to me less than a decade ago. I was being trolled and cyberbullied, and during the time I was online dating, among which nearly all of my online dates were immature, male, internet trolls pretending to be women, this theoretical ex of mine requested that I record and perform this thing called Cakefarts, and say that it was what I love the most. Ugh. So I go to my local Walmart, find and buy this lovely chocolate cake for $11. It also had chocolate candies on top of it. I take the cake home, I eat the candies, and I enjoyed a slice of the cake for myself. Then I hit record and sat bare-assed on the remaining 80% of the cake on a plastic surface, and made fake fart noises with my mouth. Okay, so thank God we have confirmation that Chris was only faking actually farting on a cake. Suffice to say that cake was now a smushed mess. While I had the crumbs and whatnot on my behind, after cleaning the surface and my behind, I took the smushed cake up and deposited it behind some bushes in my backyard. So you're telling me Chris couldn't even be bothered to even put it in a bin. So, way to go, Chris. And my behind, I took the okay, and obviously I later learned that the woman who requested this deed was a male troll. That cake cost me $11. Ugh, what a majorly royal waste. Illustrate Danger Dola doing this, please. I don't know why anybody will. Okay. Also, do one episode of Burning Questions where Dolan has lost his hat. Can't find until after the last question. And even has Melissa read for one of the questions. Monkish is the zoo asks, "Where's my hat?" Then after, I don't care about this. Not long after the Reddit post, Chris would again refer to said event in the Internet Dream Lounge interview where asked about his biggest regret. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. What the hell am I doing? You're absolutely right. So, for reasons I'm going to explain very, very shortly, I'm going to be editing this part of the video because there's no way anything like this will ever be able to get on the internet. But just so you're aware, the for those involved, or for those who are watching at home, I should emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, is that the following video is incredibly disturbing, and, well, that's it. That's all I'm going to say, so enjoy, I suppose.
Hey, Jackie Pie. You know what I like the most? Cakefarts.
Okay, so, yeah, just also, by the way, I think one other thing that Jackie also requested is for Chris to write awesome sauce on his backside. Just in case, because of course, obviously, I'll have to, like, edit a lot of this out, so just I'll do my best to describe most of it. Okay, so, sorry, where was I?
Let's get this done. There it is, sauce.
So, for those wondering, Chris was trying to display that awesome sauce was written on his ass, and throughout all of this, you can see, well, basically, his incredibly small testicles just sort of dangling between his legs, so, yeah, that's, among other reasons why I can't really show any of this.
Dance, make me do that dance, do what I do. Take my funky monkey, and take me yes.
Chris says some shit I don't understand.
Let's do this.
Well, thank God those fake sounds were absolutely fake, because they don't even sound like the sort of thing that farts sound like.
What the hell am I doing here? What the hell am I doing? I paid $90 for this cake. That's a lot of yen. Hawaii! Bye, Japan.
Bye, Japan was Chris's, like, final words. Okay, so that I don't really have any other words apart from thank goodness this article was incredibly short, but there's actually kind of like maybe a few other things I just wanted to ask, and maybe these are a little bit more burning questions. I just straight up like needed to like make myself know, because I don't really know where else I would have been if I didn't. First of all, is that among everything else, why did Chris thought this was a good idea? Why did Chris literally sit down, not on the cake, and think to himself, yeah, Jackie will absolutely love something like this? And why it's a really desperate thing is then when you begin to realize that throughout the entire like Jackie relationship, Chris did incredibly humiliating and degrading things to himself. And as I said before, when Chris dressed up as Mr. Popo, is that this only goes to show how desperate Chris really must have been, and it shows probably a lot of courage, perhaps, in the face of adversity, when you really begin to see for yourself how much Chris values losing his virginity. Certainly more than he values his own dignity. And that's exactly what this video is a testament to, that fact. Chris valued losing his valued sex more than he actually valued his dignity. So, there you are. I don't really know what we were supposed to have learned from this, but thank goodness I kept this mercifully short. So, I'll see you guys again next time, because I feel like I need a shower as well.